In the space of 6 months, this lady here has gone from small channel hell to over 60,000 subscribers. And she's done this with just her phone, a cheap gimbal and free editing software. No technical knowledge, no YouTube experience, no shoutouts and no sneaky strategies. But it wasn't always like this. She started 2024 with 69 subscribers and about 230 watch time hours. On the surface, this might just look like someone finally catching their lucky break. But check this out. Jen had been posting videos for months without getting much attention at all and then suddenly blew up only 10 weeks after she made a New Year's resolution to monetize her channel. And boy did she monetize. She made almost $3,000 in her first month in the YouTube Partner Program. So the million-dollar question is, what did she discover here? Well, stick around because you're about to find out. Okay, so this story starts in June of 2023, almost exactly a year ago, when Jen posted her first video, which was a dog walk in the forest in Vancouver Island where she lives. As you can imagine, this video didn't get any views, but it's fine. If you have no experience creating content, your first few videos are for you, to experiment, to test your gear, to figure out how things work, to develop some camera confidence. So I suppose this was Jen's way of breaking the ice with YouTube. But she quickly settled on a niche and started posting a bit more intentionally. At the beginning, her channel was all about travel as a silver and solo Gen Xer. And to be honest, this is a pretty good niche. It's small and specific enough, and it targets a demographic that is heavily underserved on YouTube, the over 50s. According to the latest data on YouTube age demographics, about 20% of YouTube users are 55 or older. That's hundreds of millions of people. However, most content creators are younger than that, with an average age of 40 years old, and they tend to target younger demographics, so many seniors find it hard to relate to their content. Jen's videos, however, resonated a lot more with this particular demographic, and the proof is in all the comments that she's getting from other seniors who are happy they finally found a YouTuber they can relate to. But let's rewind a few months. As I was saying, Jen's channel was all about travel as a silver and solo Gen Xer, and her content was a mixture of vloggy type videos of specific destinations and more sit-down talking head videos sharing solo traveling tips. And she was seeing some growth with this type of content, but the process was painfully slow. This didn't stop Jen though. If anything, it made her more determined to learn how to do YouTube the right way. And so on January 1st, 2024, she made a New Year's resolution. She was going to monetize her channel. And in order to do this, she would commit to posting one video a week about silver and solo traveling and another weekly video with her YouTube analytics. And that's exactly what she did. And just with that commitment and a regular posting schedule, her channel picked up some speed. In fact, in a recent video about her YouTube growth, Jen mentions that commitment and consistency had been key to her success. And to be honest, that's been my experience as well. When I was posting weekly on my other channel, I was growing a lot quicker than I am now that I'm posting much less frequently. So how often should you post? Well, it depends really, but generally as often as you can without compromising on quality. YouTube doesn't necessarily favor more frequent posting, but posting frequently gives you more shots at finding videos that outperform the rest. And every video is an opportunity for YouTube to better understand who your audience is and for people to find and enjoy your content. This is not to say the opposite approach, like making fewer but really high quality videos, doesn't work as well. It can absolutely work, and people like James Jani have blown up focusing on quality rather than quantity. But let's be honest, how many of us have the skills, the time, or even the motivation to produce Netflix documentaries? For me, YouTube is a means to marketing myself and connecting with like-minded creators. I'm not a filmmaker, I don't like editing, and most creators I know are in the same boat. So if that's you as well and you already have decent audio and video quality, then you can be more like Jen. Post as frequently as you can, and if anything, just focus on 1% improvements with every video, especially in those areas that will move the needle, which are titles, thumbnails, hooks, and video ideas. So going back to Jen's story, we were saying how regular posting did have some benefits for her channel, and looking at her analytics in those first few weeks of her journey to monetization, she was getting a good amount of views and subscribers for the size of her channel. She was doing well, but her growth was still quite slow, as it is for many small YouTubers. So after a pretty bad week when she only gained 1 subscriber, Jen decided to pivot.
You know, my content doesn't seem to be driving viewers right now. I have to change something up.
And what changes did she make? Well, the main thing was that she started listening to her subscribers. And she found a goldmine in this comment specifically, where one of her followers suggested that she made a video about her experience being let go from her previous job at 53. This was the video that blew up Jen's channel, and it's easy to understand why. I'm sure there are many silver and solo travelers going on cruise ships out there, but there are many, many more, maybe not so silver and not necessarily solo people, who may have faced, feared, or struggled with the prospect of job termination. The potential audience for this second type of video is simply much, much bigger, and this shows in the amount of views that this video got. And it is a really good video. video, to be fair. It's really informative and also inspiring because Jen explains everything that she did to make the most of the situation financially speaking and how everything worked out for her in the end. There's also a contradiction in the title, which is good because being terminated isn't normally seen as a gift, so that catches your interest, and then the hook is also very effective and straight to the point. The thumbnail is the only thing that I would fault. I think it's pretty terrible, to be honest, but it doesn't matter because this is the kind of video that doesn't really need a good thumbnail, just because the idea, the concept is already great and the title already does a good job selling the video. So yeah, this video took off pretty much straight away, and Jen used that momentum to post another video for the same type of audience, this time with tips to thrive living alone. And this next video did even better than the previous one. Jen had finally found her niche, life as a silver and solo Gen Xer. Not traveling, but life in general. And now that her channel was monetized, she turned her weekly analytics video into a Sunday vlog, although she's still making some content about her YouTube growth today, but just not as regularly as she used to. So what can we learn from Jen's YouTube journey? First thing, there's a lot of value in posting frequently. One, because each video is a data point and an opportunity for the algorithm to find the right audience for your content. Two, because once someone stumbles upon your channel, the more videos you have, the higher chance they'll stay and watch more than one. And three, because practice makes perfect. And if you focus on small improvements with every video, your content and your camera confidence are going to improve a lot faster. And this is something that I loved about Jen. She has a growth mindset. She's not afraid to admit that she's not technical and that YouTube has been a huge learning curve for her. And in the bad weeks when her channel wasn't growing, she was choosing to focus on the things that she was learning, the things that she could control, and not so much her numbers. Point two, don't be afraid to pivot if necessary. Posting frequently alone will get you more views, but if you're not making the right type of content, your channel is never going to blow up. So how do you know when you need to change the direction of your channel? Well, there's no hard and fast rule, but there are a few indicators. Before I go into them though, let's remember something important. Growing on YouTube is meant to be hard. It may look like there's lots of creators blowing up and being an overnight success, but that's just a form of survivorship bias. It's not the norm, they're outliers. And while there's a lot that we can learn from these channels, realistically, the growth of most creators isn't going to be as explosive, even if they're doing most things well. The average YouTube channel gets to 1,000 subscribers in 22 months. And after that, each extra 1,000 subscribers should be progressively quicker and easier to gain. A realistic goal then would be to try and beat that. Or the other option is you could go on Social Blade, look at the projections for your channel and try to beat those instead. And to give you the best chance, you need a plan and you need to stick to it consistently for at least a few months before saying that it doesn't work. Many people give up too soon or change their plan too frequently. You should only consider pivoting if you've been posting content within the same niche and for the same target audience at least once a week for 6 months to a year, and your growth is below average or below what would be expected for your channel. Another good indicator is the type of engagement that your videos are getting. If you're consistently getting comments about how good or helpful or inspiring your content is, or if you're getting comments along the lines of this video should have more views, or I was here before this video went viral, even if that video doesn't go viral, and even if it's just, a few comments here and there, that is a good indicator that your content is good and that at some point it's going to be picked up by the algorithm. However, if you post a video and it's just crickets or bots or meaningless comments like great content or keep it up, that's a bad sign, and again, an indicator that you should probably make some changes. And if you do want to make some changes, the way I would go about it is first get some honest feedback, not from friends or family. Get feedback from strangers who don't have to be nice to you. Post your video on subreddits like YouTubers and let others roast it, or you can always send it to me and I'll give you my honest feedback. And by the way, if you have any feedback for me about my videos, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Another thing that you can do is look at your best performing videos and see what they've got in common, or if you don't have any good videos on your channel, then you can look at your competitors and see what they're doing differently. Success always leaves clues, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. It might be that your niche is just fine and you just need to optimize your click-through rate and retention, or come up with better video ideas, more interesting video ideas. But it could also be that you need to niche down because your current niche is too saturated, or like in Jen's case, maybe you've got the complete opposite problem. Your niche is too narrow, too small, and you need to expand it a little bit. In any case, it's important to make a good diagnosis of the problem, and it's always helpful to ask around because we're often not the most objective when it comes to analyzing our own content. That is all from me, but I want to hear from you now. Do you know Jen, and what do you think of her story? Let me know in the comments. What's good about this community is that it is small enough that I can reply to everyone and check out your channels. So if you want to share your thoughts, get feedback on your videos, or just drop your channel to meet other like-minded creators, feel free to do so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.